We're about to hop on Terry's phone call. One of my sellers just called Google PPC. We're gonna go lock her up. She ghosted me for 30 days and then she came back into daddy, baby. Let's go see what we can get. Anything ever happened with that auction? I know last time we spoke, you were trying to work on some stuff.
Well, it's coming out of foreclosure now. I was just returning a phone call. I'm not really sure what the offer was, so I was just trying to refresh my memory and see what it was.
Yeah, so we had some different options for you back then. Obviously, when you and I saw it on auction.com and I sent you over that link, they had like a date and it was like to start in like 2 weeks. So I told you that our company was able to do two things where we were around 132 and that was trying to get it to close within like 10 days to avoid the auction. But if you've extended it or gotten out of foreclosure, that's great. If the house is out of foreclosure, I said we could be somewhere between a range of 150 to 165, given the normal time frame, 30-day close.
Oh, yeah, I'm good with all that. I appreciate it, though.
Gotcha. What were you looking to get for it?
At least minimum 210.
A minimum of 210? Gotcha. And remind me again, you guys are living in the home, right?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Gotcha. And then, so just so I can let my back office know, because they're going to want to know about the foreclosure, because I'm still seeing the auction on Zillow and auction.com.
I asked them about that yesterday, and they said that it just hasn't updated yet. And she said that because what it is, I got approved with one of their modifications, and I'm on a trial period, and once I make these first 3 payments on time or whatever, then that's whenever it's going to update the system and show that it's out of foreclosure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
Current and everything, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, now I'll go talk to my team. Obviously, it's been a while since we discussed to see if maybe we can counter on that. We do have some other options available for clients like yourself. I mean, your house does look nice from what I can see on the street view. Do you think 210 is like the least you'd be willing to take? Or?
Just right now, it just depends on the numbers. 210 really, that's what I really want to get. But, if you shoot me an offer, I'll entertain it.
Gotcha, because I know when we first spoke back in, looks like end of May or April, you were looking for closer to like 180, 190 is what you mentioned.
Yeah, that was whenever I was in a rush to hurry and sell it.
Gotcha. Okay. So you want me to tell them that you're looking for something with a 2 in front of it, ideally?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Would you mind if I just put you on a quick hold just to remind them of everything and see what kind of options we have for you right now?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, cool. And then, Melissa, if I do get you something that works, what would the next step be like? Because they're going to ask me, like, hey, if we can do her 200, like, is she moving? How long does she need? Like, what would that game plan look like for you?
Whatever is best for you guys. I'm flexible. I'm just working part-time with a sibling, so, my hours are pretty flexible, so, just whatever is convenient for you guys, really. I can close fast, I can close later, I can close whenever.
Okay, great. So you have a place to, like, relocate if you did sell the house then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, great. That's always the first option for us. Make sure that you know we're not kicking you out on the curb. So let me go talk to them real quick, Melissa. Just stay here for a moment and let me see what I can do for you, okay? Bear with me. Running comps, see if I can change anything. Last time I talked to her, she was facing foreclosure. She had like 10 days for the auction. Offered her 130, but she wanted 180. Now she got out of foreclosure. Well, she got like a forgiveness program where she can make up payments. But she's like, well, now that I have time, I want 200. 180 was my sell-fast price. So potentially, based on the photos I see, may work better than Novation at 200 or 210. I asked her what her bottom line is. She says as close to 200 as possible. So, but she's like 210 is like makes her move. The 200 close to it makes her want to look at some options. But I can close as soon as possible. I'm gonna run some comps to see if anything changed since the last time we spoke. It's been like 3 months.
Key tips.
As much as people tell you not to fake underwriters or talk to your partners, it helps you build comps, helps keep the sellers on the phone. I've been chasing this lady for 2 months since we last spoke. So yeah, gonna keep her ass on hold and talk about my underwriting department. Because guess what? I am underwriting it. Yeah, it's a 3.2, 1,600 square feet. She claims it's a little bit bigger from the last conversation, but it's a basement. So I'm looking at anything 2,000 and under that are 3 bedrooms in the last 6 months. And then I'll go 12 months if I don't find anything back, as long as I stay in the neighborhood.
If it's like a 3-bed, 1-bath, can you comp that?
Now with the 3.2. Well, if mine's a 3.2, 3.1, I can consider it, but if it was vice versa, no, I don't look at it. There's one down the road, sold for $290, partially renovated, and listed and pending in 1 day. So strong. Means you're in a good little pocket. Sold in less than 30 days. Another one, decently nice, clean, not super renovated, sold for $270, 3.2, 1,500, 1993 build, ours is 76, but listed and sold within 60 days, which is also good. Another one, 3.2, 1,700 square feet, dated, so like wood paneling for the walls, sold 256, listed pending in a week, sold within 34 days. So if I gave her 210, and I want to make 30 grand, it puts me at 240, divided by the commissions. If I novate it, says I got to sell it for 260. Average comps are 250 to 260. Let's take worst case, 250. You pay the commissions. It's really 230. If I want to make 30 grand, I really got to be at 200. So, see what happens. Hey, Melissa.
Yeah.
Hey,
God, you scared me. I forgot that I was on the phone.
Sorry. Are you driving right now or are you home?
And then sheetrock and, house remodel type shit. I mean,
No. Nice. One of my favorite employees, his name's John. He's an engineer. So that's all he talks about in our office. Now, Melissa, just a quick reminder, just so I make sure I have my notes correct, because I don't want to drop the ball here. The AC was relatively newer, right? It was like 2018, and the roof was like 2023. Is that all correct?
yep.
Gotcha. And then last time we spoke, it showed that the house was 1,600 square feet, but I had here that you said it's actually closer to like 2,000 or a little over 2,000.
Yeah, it's 2,200 square feet. I don't know why it says 16.
Yeah, and sometimes like North Carolina's like that.
That's under the impression. Yeah, whenever I purchased the house, they told me that it was 2,200 square feet.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: is that the basement, or is that like where is that additional square footage at? Do you think?
It's in the it's an enclosed garage.
Enclosed garage. Gotcha. And did you buy it like that, or did you guys do that?
Yeah, I bought it like that.
You bought it like that. Okay, cool. All right. So Melissa, I do want to say congratulations. I was able to get this approved, and we had a couple different options for you. I did mention to them that you were getting out of foreclosure, and obviously you were looking for more on the cash side. For the cash, given some new information that we had and the roof and AC being a little bit better, we were coming in towards your original asking price of $180,000 for cash.
Okay. Can I counter?
By all means, that's my job, is to make sure it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. Can you at least do since I really wanted 210, can you at least do 195?
I can definitely ask them.
Me losing that y'all.
Gotcha. 195. Okay. I can definitely ask them.
And it's definitely worth it. I mean, it's in a great neighborhood. Even there's a sign that says 55 plus community. I just noticed the other day. I mean, it's a real quiet neighborhood. I mean, the yard is great. I mean,
It's
really
a 55 plus community. Did not know that. I don't know if that's gonna fuck me or not.
I mean, it's definitely worth it, I believe.
Gotcha. And make sure I heard you correct. You said it is a 55 and up community.
No, they just put this, I just saw it coming down from the store because there's a store at the end of my road right there. And It was the first time I ever saw it, but it's not really in the neighborhood that I live in, but it's right there at it.
Okay.
So I was just using that as an example, it's just a quiet neighborhood.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's good. You made me a little nervous there. So Melissa, I'll put the boxing gloves on. Let me go talk to them. I know, obviously, they're pretty competitive, so we want to make sure it's a win-win for everybody. Let me go talk to them, tell them that 195, and then we'll go from there. So just give me a quick second here, Melissa, and let me just go tell them, since everybody have your file pulled up, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Gotcha. And then, Melissa, if we can do the 195, is that something you're ready to go with today?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, let me go talk to them, Melissa, and see if I can beat them up, and I'll get back to you here in a second.
All right, knock the socks off.
Thank you. Knock your socks off. So I sort of 180. Most people fumble it, and they start going, I got a clothing cost, I'll do this, and I'll do this, and I'll do this, and they just word vomit. Congratulations, here's your offer. Shut up. And she goes, I don't know if I could do that. Still didn't say anything. And then she goes, can I counter? That's the response you want. That's why you have to pause. I'll do 195, but switch it as a novation. And I'm pretty much going to tell her, like, hey, we're interested in it, but we also want this exit clause that for some reason it's a little bit too overwhelming that we have the right to pivot to somebody else. See how she handles it? I think she cares about the price mostly. So let's see what she says.
And for Novation, like, what's the like average spread that you're looking for? Like, what do you want?
I try to do a gross profit of 30 grand. Gross meaning that if everything goes well, I'll make 30. But if I have to do repairs, it'll come out of that 30 grand.
And the typical repairs for Novation are like.
Depends. I did one where it was 7 grand. I did one where it was fucking 22,000. They vary. Typically, I try to find the cleaner houses with new roofs, new ACs, because in theory they should be better. But you know, people are fucking gross. So technically, I should be listening to her in case she's talking to somebody in the background, which I'm not doing. If she's like with her husband's like, well, if they come back and 190 is the least be willing to take, stuff I want to hear.
So you don't want to put
Or there's like future objections where it's like, oh, let's talk to this other company.
So you don't want to put them on hold. You just want to
Don't put hold music on, just put it on mute because you want to hear. And my favorite thing is when people are like, oh, people don't want to be put on hold or mute. Nah, motherfucker. If people are waiting 2 to 3 minutes, they're interested. She literally told me to go fucking knock my socks off to get her fucking money. You're just too nervous and chicken shit to do it.
You're not wearing any socks.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I'll close all of you with my flip-flops.
What's the key to being a master closer?
Conviction, confidence, and no fear of rejection, because who gives a shit what they say? Remember, she's in foreclosure. I'm not. She needs me. Oh, look, New Western sold 2 of these properties for $225. Philly, that I can't go. Rich.
Going to Eagles games?
See, I wanted to go to the home opener. I thought the home opener got canceled in the Green Bay one. It's still in Brazil. Yeah.
You got canceled.
I thought the Brazil game got canceled and it said it was moving back to Lincoln Financial. It's not. It's going back to Brazil. And I was going to go to that game. And now the next one I'm not going to go to is like Cleveland Browns in October. Because the other home openers, Falcons on a Monday night. I'm not going Monday night. Huh?
Aren't they playing Bucks this year?
In Tampa.
Yeah.
I want to go to Philly.
Oh, you want to
Those are better. I might. But I want to go to Philly. So I can go to Barclay Prime and eat that $150 cheesesteak. Gas. All right, Melissa, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So I beat them up. I didn't give them a full black eye, but they're willing to go to 190,000.
What is that contingent on?
190,000 is a traditional closing. It's cash. They did ask for one thing though, that if once we get into the property for some reason the rehabs are too much, they just rather work together with you to get it sold. If for some reason it's not the right fit, once we do a full inspection of the property, and what that means is we're still going to guarantee you the 190, but we might pivot to a partner or potentially another end buyer, meaning like. You might sell it to a third-party purchaser, like someone who wants to live in it, but the house needs remodeling. We'll do the remodeling to get it approved for that person. But no matter what happens, Melissa, we're going to get you 190, and our first intention is to just buy it ourselves. So it looks good on paper because of the roof and the AC, and it's a all cash, no closing costs. Money goes to you. The only thing that comes out would be, of course, your mortgage, and if you have any back taxes. And of course, if there's like some kind of liens or judgments, that does have to come off. But anything title related, closing costs, my company covers all of that. And you get the ease and convenience of picking out your kind of closing date and whatnot.
All right. So if y'all have to go the third party route, does that mean that I would have to wait, or would you still be able to close on a certain date?
That's a really good question, Melissa. Yes, so for this one, our traditional closing is 30 business days. With this one, we require a minimum of 45 business days, just in case we have to pivot. But we don't try to extend the deadline any further than that, because our goal, Melissa, is to get in and out. So if we're not the first ones to buy it, which if we do, we're going to close quicker than the 45 business days. But if we decide to pivot, if I invest money into your house, Melissa, they wanted to get it sold as fast as possible. So they're right in the same boat with you.
Right. All right. That's tempting for sure.
You said it's tempting.
Yeah, for sure. I would like to sell it quickly, though. I mean, if I am going to sell it, because
Well, let me ask you.
just because I just found this property that is really what made me kind of want to sell it again. Because I was planning on staying in it again, since I got approved for the thing or whatever. But I found this property that's got a pond.
You said you settled down?
For kind of cheap.
Oh.
If I settled down.
Wow, that's awesome. Is that close by?
Oh, no. Oh.
Means the transportation I was wanting to go, so.
I know the issue is I forgot she's in a fucking car. So I have to get her to sign a contract. It's tough. She's in a fucking car. It's a big excuse. Now, let me.
Well, I mean, if I am. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. So Melissa, whenever this typically happens, and we do offer a lot of clients this option who have like nicer conditioned houses. If you are looking for speed and convenience to get that house and be on time, we are more than happy to go back to the 180 cash offer because that is the speed and convenience you're looking for. But if you're looking for a little bit more change, it just requires like an additional 15 business days. So we're willing to do both options. Now, there is a chance that the 190 could be that same speed, but we're going to do the full inspection and whatnot. The 180 is quick and convenient. So do you have an idea which one sounds a little better for you?
Well, I mean, I guess the 190 because I'm not, like I said, I'm not really in that big of a rush. And, I mean, the only reason I said that is because of, but with that being said, see, I've witnessed my dad. He's trying to sell his house too. And actually, I don't know if he sold it or not because there's been so many people full of crap here recently with him.
Sure.
But you can look at his property too, 217 Broad Street. But anyways, so he's been having the problem of he takes it off the market for these people. He signs a contract and then either he just don't hear from them anymore, or he wasted like I don't want to say 45 days. It's probably like 20 days he wasted thinking that these people were going to get the house, and then, he was just out of luck. You know what I'm saying? He was just, I mean, they didn't end up getting it because of something on the inspection or something like that. I'm not really sure. But he just said that he just wasted all that time, and I was like, well, there should be something that you could do, but, I mean, I looked it up, and if the only thing that he could do is just sue him for the time that he lost or whatever, but I don't want to go that route. You know what I mean? Like, if I commit to something, I want y'all to be serious about it, and just because I don't want to have to go through what he's going through, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. And Melissa, those things happen. And again, some companies are not as, I don't know the best way to say this, as qualified, might be the most polite way to put it. With our company, Melissa, we've been doing this for 13 years. The owner of our company, Alex, he's on TV, he's on radio. We're an accredited business. We're all online. You can see my photo and our whole team. And we have quite a big portfolio. We're a quick cash offer. So if you look us up at quickcashoffer.com, you'll see our whole team. We have photos of ourselves. A lot of times when I talk to homeowners like yourself and they tell me these horror stories, I ask them for the company name, and these guys don't even have websites. So we are everywhere. We're our faces everywhere. We're well known for being buyers in these markets. So, that helps kind of build credibility. It's unfortunate what happened to your father. Even my own parents, when they listed their homes, they ran through the same obstacles, and they did it with a traditional realtor. And they wasted a year on the market, and, the realtor didn't represent them well. They didn't do open houses. And, sometimes it's not usually the seller's fault. It's usually the people representing them. So with our goal, Melissa, the 190 cash, like I said, if for us on that option, that's us working together. For some reason, things don't go to our liking and we don't buy it ourselves, which means, Melissa, that we are willing to work with you to get your house sold faster and even put money into it if we need to. Most of those other companies, they rather just tell your father, forget about it and lose time. For us, we actually rather invest with you and get it sold together. So we're willing to play ball if you are.
So, all right, that brings me to another question. So
Absolutely.
say I've run into this where whenever I was in that time crunch, like there's this guy that had an inspection done, okay, and there was like stupid little stuff on it, and I've already took care of most of it, but it was stupid little stuff like the nozzle on the back shower faucet had like a little spring leak on it. Like, tighten the damn thing down. You know what I mean? Like, he just had stupid stuff on it. So, which in turn, he offered me 190 then, but then after the inspection, he came back with like 160.
Oh,
And he was like naming all these minor stupid things that take 5 minutes to fix. And I'm like, what in the heck? Like, so is that something you guys plan on doing? Like, is that a plan of you guys, or?
no. So anything small like that, that's just minuscule stuff. So like for us, when we talked about flipping it ourselves, like I don't know why that guy would say that if he's buying it, because you're gonna fix the house anyways. So like even for us, like a leak or something small to fix doesn't make sense because most likely we're gonna replace it anyways. Now in the route that we pivot, yeah, and then in the route that we pivot, Melissa, and we find somebody, we'll handle that repair. So that's us investing to the house. Like we'll send the handymans, we'll send the contractor if we have to fix it. So there's also no money out of your pocket. So no matter what happens, you get the benefit of getting 190 and obviously the ease and convenience of a regular cash offer of not having to pick up a hammer. So we handle everything. But yeah, silly things like that doesn't make any sense.
Right, because I mean that was my whole argument with him was like, dude, y'all are going to be putting money in the house. Why are you still saying that
Terri, you
you're
need a
going
Novation contract.
to take off an extra $15,000 to do something that you're already going to do? You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make any sense. And I guess it makes sense.
This is a regular contract fucked up.
Because it's a tactic that they use to try to get stuff for real cheap and people's under pressure. But I'm the type of person, I know what I got, and I know what it's worth. And I'll file bankruptcy before I lose it. You know what I'm saying? Besides me getting shit on by somebody, excuse my language, but...
No, you're okay. Hey, it's frustrating, and a lot of times, sometimes people just make those excuses just because they're just too scared to even tell you they don't want it. So.
Right. Or they got into something bigger than they can handle or something.
You get it, exactly. So you're spot on with that. And it happens, even the owner of our company, he tells me horror stories of after we rehab properties, same stuff. Everybody wants to be nitpicky and tell you it's something else when really all they want to just tell you is, no, we don't want it, or we can't afford it, or I didn't qualify for my loan. So.
Yep. Well, I have this one guy. He has been here. Like, he wants it so bad. It's this little Mexican guy. And he comes about every other day. And it's kind of annoying a little bit because I tell him the same thing every other day. But he's just that persistent on it. But his thing is he has $100,000 cash. Like, that he's worked for and he's saved up in his banking account or whatever. However, for the rest of the money, his bank... Well, he don't have any credit. So the bank is, I don't know if he just hasn't went to try to get it or he just, or if he got disqualified or something. But, I was willing to, well, I wasn't willing because I ain't really talked to him about it. I was going to talk to him about it, doing like a rent to own type thing, and him putting like the profit that I would make down on the house, like put it down and let him make the monthly payment. Turn that off.
Yeah.
Or he calls.
No problem.
But I don't know how that would work or whatever. But the reason I'm telling you that is because if you did buy it, I know you wouldn't have a problem selling it because hell, he would be the first primary person you could sell it to, really.
Well, I'll let the owner know that and make sure that you keep that as a backup option just in case. So that's great. Melissa. Now, it seems like you and I are kind of on the same page with all this. What I'd like to do, I think I have your email originally. The that's still active for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and it sounds like you just got home too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did.
All right, great. Well, give me a sec.
Okay, this air will freeze you out of this house. It works so good.
Do you guys keep it nice and cold every night?
Oh, dude, I gotta have it like 50 degrees. Not really, but it feels like it.
Oh, my wife gets so cold and she tries to put it at 74, and I'm like, honey, you are crazy. I'd rather get you extra blankets than me sleep and wake up sweating.
That
So,
part for sure.
oh yeah. So no, we keep ours every night at like 69, and that it doesn't change. I might as well put a lock on it.
Right.
So,
What's next?
great question, Melissa. Do me a favor, open up your email, get that ready. I'm getting the approval right now with my team. I just got to kick their butt a little bit, get them away from eating their lunch. So just open that up for me for a second, and I'm going to get this right to you. Just give me about 30 seconds. I'm going to put you on hold just so I can wake up these guys for a second and get everything to you, and it's going to go straight to your email, all right?
Okay, look, so can you just call me back and give me time to review it and talk to my mom and stuff and just talk about it for a minute before I sign or do anything?
Sure. Is your mom involved in the property? Does she have any, does she own anything? Oh,
No, she just rents a room from me.
oh, very nice. Okay.
Yeah, she rents like the enclosed garage part of it because it's a pretty big space.
Nice. Is she going to move with you as well?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna get her a camper and a piece of land and stuff.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Really wasn't wanting to settle for nothing because I got a lot of stuff to do. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Could y'all do a hang on, let me get the right word. It's not earnest due diligence. Just so I know that I don't go through what my dad did.
Like due diligence fee.
Yeah, maybe 500. I mean something small.
So we don't do a due diligence fee. We do a earnest money deposit. And our due diligence is 15 business days. So if you go past the 15 business days, that 500 does go hard, Melissa, and that does go to you for some reason. It doesn't work out. So I'd be more than happy to put that, but unfortunately, we don't do the North Carolina due diligence fees. Typically, that's more for retail buyers who are trying to be competitive. For us, if I want to make sure our company goes forth, and if we put a little bit of work into it, we're more than willing to put the $500 to show credibility. But we don't do any kind of upfront fees like that. I'm willing to put a deposit down for sure.
Okay, that just makes me a little nervous. But okay, that's fine.
Okay, I'll make sure that deposit's added for you, and then we'll
Just
get
see if
this.
see if they would entertain the due diligence. Just to make me feel more comfortable.
I could probably get them. I can maybe see about squeezing them. Of course, they're going to want to see, with my company, Melissa. I'll be honest, they're very easy to work with. They just want to make sure that it's a give and take kind of thing. So if I can even, by a miracle, this would be my first property ever getting a due diligence fee on it. But if I can even do that, I think they're going to want to be pretty reactive on like, hey, let's move forward. So I don't know if you want to talk to your mom now and call me back.
Yeah, just call me back around 3:30, 3:34, if that's okay.
Well, let me see
Or
here.
is that too late?
I'm going to look at my schedule. I did have another closing. You just caught me right at the right time. So let me see what I can push around. Give me 1 second here. And I'm pretty sure you're going to get me slapped for asking for this due diligence fee, but I'm going to see what I can do.
Just the runaround that I've been having with people personally, and then my dad going through what he's been going through. I mean, it just makes me feel more comfortable. Like, and it makes me feel like you're just you're serious about it. You're not just trying to get somebody
Yeah.
out here so you can lowball me, and you know what I mean. It just makes me feel more safe. Not safe,
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
You're good. Just cross your fingers that they say yes, and I can get it. I can get some kind of amount from them, and we'll go from there. So, I have availability. So I have a closing, Melissa, at 2:30, and that's probably going to take me a good while to get everything done. Do you think we can get that? Do you think we can get a phone call before 2:30 and maybe 2:15? It should only take me about 15 minutes to walk you through everything. Because again, we want to make sure that I want you to review the paperwork. That's fine, but I also want to walk through it with you, so that way there's no hidden things. I don't know if your father just signed a agreement willy nilly, and that's why he was there. For us, I want to walk you through everything, so you and I both have an understanding what to expect.
Okay. You can try to call me back then. Just because I have to. That's around the time my little girl gets out of school or gets out of her cheer practice. She goes, they've been practicing. But so if I don't answer, just give me a call back and I'll for sure answer. After you get out of your closings. But I will most definitely try to answer and be around the phone by at 15.
All right, Melissa, sounds good. And then you have our contact info?
I just have the number that you just called on.
Okay, great. You just say that in there as quick cash offer, so that way you know it's me calling you, or Anthony, whatever you prefer, and we'll get you all squared away, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Anthony.
Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right, bye. I knew that driving was going to be an issue. It's always an issue.
So what was going to be an issue?
When I talked to her, she was driving, and I was like, hey, I think she's like, are you home? It sounds like you're home. She's like, no, I'm just popping in somewhere. I'm about to go somewhere. And she's fucking in her car, and she's like, well, I got to go home. And I got to tell my mom, apparently her mom rents a room from her. But it's hard for me to fucking tell somebody, especially a mom, who's like, I got to go pick up my daughter, to be like, oh, just fucking pull over and go to this agreement. So, but she did say, she asked me, like, what's the next step? When do we go over the agreement? So she's saying all the right things. Still doesn't make me feel comfortable because, again, it's not a fucking deal till they sign. So she says call her at 2:30. I told her I had a meeting at 2:30. I said let's call at 2:15. She's like, that's when I pick up my daughter from her cheer practice. But she's like 3:30. I'm definitely available. But she's like, call me at 2:15 anyway. See if we can do it. But she's like 3:30 after your closing. I should 100% be available. But again, doesn't matter until they fucking pick up. So see what we can do. And she wants a due diligence fee, which I don't like. But if I can get away with $100 for a deal, try it. All right, guys. So we missed a big portion of it, but we were able to get Melissa locked up for her property that we were pitching the Novation on. I did get her to agree to the $190,000. She tried to wiggle a little bit, wanted the weekend to think about it, but I took a little sales tactic and told her that, hey, I'm actually leaving the office early. I don't know what's gonna happen on Monday if you decide to change your mind. Like, we went up 10 grand on this price. Maybe it's still here Monday, but I had to leave the office early, so let me know if I should just tell them to wait. And she called me back and was like, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to talk to my mother. She called her office back, said, is Anthony there? Answer the phone. I go, hey, did everything go okay? She's like, oh, I signed. Just wanted to make sure you got it. So locked her in. Should be a Novation deal. I might be able to sell cash to, I think New Western said they sold some for $220, so maybe as high as $230. ARVs a little over $300. Could novate it, maybe make 40, 50 grand on it. So we'll keep you guys tuned to see what happens. And hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more behind the scenes and how we negotiate with these homeowners.